Welcome, this is The Absolute Sound, where we bring you our takes on the most compelling audio equipment in today's ever-expanding high-end market. I'm Matt Kuykendall, and today we're examining what might be one of the most anticipated digital to analog converters of the year, the Hegel D50, aptly nicknamed the Raven. When Hegel announces a new flagship DAC, the audio world tends to take notice. Hegel has recently released the true successor to their previously acclaimed HD30 DAC. This striking, but also completely Hegel Reference Converter promises to elevate Hegel's reputation for pristine digital reproduction to new heights. At $4,900, this is placed within the high-end realm of HiFi and is positioned for those looking for supreme accuracy, realism, as well as musicality. Let's break this one down. In recent history, there's been a shift to the multifunctional device. Many of the DACs released recently double as a preamp or streamer, and that's fine in a lot of cases. You can get a lot done in a single box, but it's not always advantageous for those looking to expand their system through upgrades. Separates like the D50 just plainly give you more flexibility within their upgrade path. The D50 is far from the multi-tool that attempts to cover everything. Think of this one as the dedicated tool in your toolbox. One job with a singular dedicated purpose. Rather than the pliers that you rounded off that bolt with, when in reality, you would have been better served just grabbing that 10mm socket. We've all been there. When I unboxed this one, it was immediately noticeable the D50 has impeccable build quality. It's simple, but elegant. Housed in a sleek chassis that follows Hegel's minimalistic Scandinavian design language, the Raven conveys understated luxury. Oftentimes the answer isn't more of everything, lights, screens, wild designs. That's just not in the Hegel design language. In this case, it's just clean looks with desirable angles. The front panel presents Hegel's signature clean aesthetic, intentionally minimalistic with just a simple display showing input selection and sampling frequency. Below the display, you'll find understated buttons for input selection, power, and menu navigation. As Hegel puts it, we wanted it to be as clean as possible. This design philosophy aligns perfectly with the D50's purpose. It's not trying to be everything to everyone. Instead, this product proudly stands on its purpose. It's a DAC, a purpose-built product with no need to sell itself beyond that with unwarranted flair. Around back, connectivity options impress. The D50 offers a comprehensive suite of inputs, USB, 2 optical inputs, coax, BNC, and AES EBU. For outputs, you'll find both balanced XLR and unbalanced RCA connections. This connection versatility reflects Hegel's understanding of their customer base. Over a decade ago, Hegel pioneered the DAC loop concept, allowing owners of their integrated amplifiers to upgrade their digital conversion without replacing their entire amplifier. The D50 is designed to slot perfectly into this ecosystem while maintaining compatibility with other high-end components. It's the perfect way to integrate a product like the D50 into your existing Hegel infrastructure, unlocking new potential with its superior digital conversion. It's no secret that Hegel makes great amplifiers. I have an H600 in place right now, for example, but if you're a user of a previous generation, features like this DAC loop can really stretch out your ownership beyond their model runs by keeping you on the cutting edge well into the future. Inside the D50, Hegel has implemented some seriously impressive technology. At its core is a custom implemented ESS 9039 Q2M chipset. While many manufacturers do use ESS chips, Hegel's approach is refreshingly direct about what makes a great DAC. Simply having a quality DAC chip on a product will never guarantee good sound quality or a certain level of performance. The overall system design, like the isolation of the chip in this case and their custom implementation, is just one of many examples of why this product performs like it does. The D50 employs 5 separate PCBs to isolate different circuit sections to keep the noise floor remarkably low. The even specifically mentioned detail was given to the wiring, with an emphasis on rounded corners to minimize impedance drops and radiation. There's an obvious emphasis placed on the design here, and it's something I'm starting to really appreciate in the Hegel craftsmanship. What truly distinguishes the D50 is Hegel's execution and how they've designed the power supplies, ground planes, PBC layout, and the clocking to minimize jitter. The D50 is equipped with 3 master clocks to reduce jitter, 2 for USB signals, and another for AES EBU. The clocking strategy, in my experience, kept things very clean and natural, basically the signal at its purest form. Jitter isn't just another buzzword within the industry. It can greatly impact the audio delivery. Any deviation from the signal's timing can introduce unwanted distortions and noise that can be audible. Occasionally you hear someone complain about a sound being just like off or having some sort of digital glare, and oftentimes that's exactly what we're talking about here. Hegel took steps to reduce this, which in turn improves clarity, imaging, and the overall sound quality. One more example of precision through execution is the 2 low-noise toroidal transformers. One handles the digital processing, and the other takes over the analog duties. Both are shielded, filtered, and strategically placed from anything sensitive. And on the topic of filters, an interesting point in the D50 is the filtering system itself. When used with a properly grounded outlet, this cleaning effect can extend beyond the device itself, potentially improving the performance of other connected audio equipment sharing the same electrical circuit. As for the specifications, the D50 handles signals up to 32-bit 384 over USB and supports DSD256. We have 24192 for AES and SPDIF, and 2496 for optical. It has a signal-to-noise ratio more than 100 dB, THD measures below 0.0002, numbers that place this among elite performers in the digital domain. On to the setup and user experience. Something you'll come to know about me is I'm a big proponent of the user experience. Products like the D50 are straightforward despite its comprehensive capabilities. The menu system, accessible from the front panel or remote, is intuitively organized. Everything is controlled from the buttons underneath the faceplate, keeping the sleek, clean look. And if your preference is a remote rather than physically operating the unit, this does have you covered for that added convenience as well. The D50 also streamlines connectivity and power settings with its input sensing. It can simply detect a digital signal and wake the device automatically. And as you would expect, the D50 handles the other side of that as well, placing the unit in standby to conserve power when not in use. This is a no-hassle device. It's a wolf in a sheep's clothing. Don't let the simple, understated appearance fool you. It's a beast when it enters your audio chain. Now for the part that matters most. How does the D50 sound? And in one word, impressive. But let's break it down. What makes this DAC special? The D50 embodies exactly what Hegel's designers intended, extracting every last bit of music out to you, the listener. The most immediately striking characteristic is how the D50 resolves incredible detail while maintaining a natural, organic presentation. It shines, projecting out every bit of life. It sparkles. The details carry a presence in your space. But it's also never analytic in a negative sense. This is precisely what I look for in high-end digital conversion. Lifelike realism that doesn't overstep into analytical exasperation. The D50 really is that tightrope walker that confidently walks the line. Tonally, the D50's bass extends deep with control and definition, mid-range is splendidly open and transparent, and treble sparkles with detail while avoiding any hint of digital glare. If there's any sense of character to note, it might be just a touch of mid-range warmth that gives vocals and acoustic instruments an inviting natural quality. That might be exactly where that natural sense that I noted several times during my listening actually comes from. Spatial performance is where the D50 truly separates itself from lesser converters. The soundstage it presents is vast but precisely defined. There was rock-solid image placement, and if you're really into that sense of three-dimensionality, this is the type of converter for you. This spatial proficiency was particularly evident with well-recorded tracks like the Eagles' live version of Hotel California. It's one that we've all heard a million times, right? But sometimes new gear like the D50 can bring a new sense of life into a song. It recreated the venue with an uncanny realism. And another that really fills out a space is Whole Lotta Love by Led Zeppelin. That one falls more into the 3D holographic sound, but it was definitely worth a mention paired up with the D50. Now we can shift into the details. Bad Guy from Billie Eilish, all the whispered vocals, room sounds and textures through the bass region, loads of detail without the obvious spotlight on them, bringing out an artificial sound. Another that I mentioned in my notes was Black Hole Sun by Soundgarden. We have subtle guitar nuances and palm mutes, hammers, as well as plenty of drum textures. Cymbals sound like cymbals, which seems simple enough, right? But it's often a miss on lesser designs. In this case, it's all laid out there for you to enjoy. I brought the D50 into more of the electronic realm as well, just to test its technical prowess. I didn't really have any surprises here. All the test tracks that led up to this had already assured me that this wasn't going to be a miss. The bass lines remained controlled and articulate, even in complex passages. The chaotic tracks with synthesizer work, for example, these were clearly delineated in their own space. Wrapping up the sound, the D50 did what I expected from a product like this. Sort of the same theme throughout this review. A precision tool that does exactly as intended. At $4,900, the Hegel D50 represents a significant investment. However, in the context of high-end audio, where flagship DACs can easily exceed beyond this, it offers a complete solution with plenty of connectivity options for the user looking to build out let's say a system of Hegel separates, or even the user looking to take a previous model integrated amplifier and they want to step that up to the latest and greatest designs that are available today. So who is the D50 for? As Hegel themselves emphasize, the D50 is a racehorse DAC. It's a DAC, not a preamplifier with a DAC inside, not a streamer with a DAC inside. It's a DAC, period. This laser focus on doing one thing supremely well defines the product's essence. It's for the serious digital audio enthusiast who values musical engagement over technical specification bragging rights. It's for listeners who connect with Hegel's philosophy that a component should deliver more of the music rather than just trying to live by the spec sheet. And particularly, it's for those who have been waiting patiently since the discontinuation of the HD30 for a worthy, dedicated successor that pushes the envelope just a little bit further. Hegel has created something special with the D50. It represents not just the company's best digital offering to date, but one of the most musically satisfying digital to analog converters that I've had the pleasure of evaluating in my space. It combines technical excellence with musical soul, a rare achievement that justifies both its premium pricing and its elevated status in the Hegel lineup. For the absolute sound, I'm Matt Kuykendall. If you enjoyed this review, please subscribe to the channel for more in-depth looks at the finest audio equipment available. Until next time, take care. Later.